Hello, my name is Patrick Pavlik. I'm the Director of Asia Markets for EB5AN. I grew up in Cleveland, Ohio, and then following graduation from my undergrad at Ohio University, I embarked on a journey that took me over to Asia, where I first worked in southern China, working in sourcing and import and export. Following that, I pursued an MBA in international business in Taiwan. And then after graduation, receiving my MBA, I started my journey in EB5, working for a major regional center. Following my time there, I did a lot of work in EB5 in Vietnam, where I then continued as the director of investments for a major migration agency based out of Vietnam, which gave me the opportunity to work with thousands of families and help them with their journeys, not only with EB5, but migration all over the world. And then during the pandemic, it brought me back to the United States where I joined Driftwood Capital, where I did a hybrid role between private equity as well as managing the relations with partners in East Asia. Um, I joined EB5AN because simply I was a big fan of the company. Throughout the years, I was always following the newsletter, receiving the daily emails, and someone that has a role of working directly with different partners and as well as investors. I just fell in love with their projects. And then once I got the opportunity to join the team, I jumped on board. And then that's what brought me here today. What I'd like to add is, with the EB5 program since 2022, there's been major adjustments. The program's a lot more secure. It weeded out a lot of the bad apples and really focuses on investor security. It also provides a lot more opportunities. For instance, many investors that were, came here on H-1B or an EB-2 and were kind of promised the route to getting a green card. For a lot of them, specifically like Indian nationals, the route to receiving permanent residency for them and their families essentially, about 10, 15, 20 years backlog. So again, we work with clients every single day that reach out to us that have been in the United States for 10 plus years. And then EB5 is providing them with a direct path to receiving a green card and alleviating their opportunities to rely on a sponsor for their work and providing their families with the advantages of permanent residency in the United States. One major advantage, with the program since the RIA passed in 2022 is a client's ability to adjust status. So them being in the United States, they can invest in the EB5 program and then within 4 to 6 months receive an EAD and as well as advanced parole documentation, providing them with work flexibility and travel flexibility while they're waiting for their I-526E petition to be approved. This is a major advantage, granting a lot more flexibility especially for clients that are stuck in backlog, such as H-1Bs that are looking to, pursue or that were promised essentially to receive their permanent residency. But due to backlog, they're currently in a long waiting line. But again, with EB5 and the ability to adjust status, this offers a lot more flexibility and relief to these tensions that these potential clients are seeing. EB5AN, what they do to differentiate themselves from other regional centers, which I have experience working for a few, and EB5AN is essentially committed to long-term success for their investors. So, knowing about EB5AN, they take a full focus approach for their investors, carefully structuring investments that are aligned with their preferences and reduce risks, whether this be immigration, reducing risk regarding immigration, or reducing risk regarding their investment. And then most importantly, EB5AN, what makes them much different is we are fully transparent throughout our entire process, including our projects. So we provide our clients with regular updates, on project progress. Clients have the ability to go visit the sites. We even share the financial performance for our projects. We're an open book. And then we do this to, educate investors and allow them to make, educated decisions on their EB5 process. And as well, as already mentioned on, the EB5AN team is filled with highly skilled experts, whether it be in finance, immigration, EB5 specific, as well as our managing partners, always make themselves available. Upon request, an investor has the opportunity to speak directly with one of the two of the co-founders of EB5AN, either it be Sam or Mike. They always make themselves available. In my past, when I worked for other, regional centers, this was essentially impossible. It was almost impossible, even if requests to, speak with one of the principals of the company, and as well as, helping them to, guide them through very specific questions, whether it be the financial, performance or, forecasts of the project. This was always a little bit hard to, open up and disclose. But at EB5AN, whether it's meeting with a managing partner or, seeing the financials or getting very specific on, the projects that they're interested in, that's something that EB5AN does exceptionally well and makes them very different than other regional centers. So yeah, I'm going to repeat a lot of things that my colleagues have said, but essentially, transparency in avoiding conflicts of interest is crucial, for EB5 investors, especially when it comes to attorneys and project managers. It ensures that everyone shares the same goal, and and that goal is to succeed. When attorneys and project managers, and the regional center kind of have a conflict of interest and are all working aligned, if something were to go awry, the investor could be the one at the end that is taking the fall for everything. We've seen this in the past, and this has been a major issue and has really affected investors' kind of confidence in the EB5 program. Fortunately, with EB5AN, they have a seamless track record. This hasn't been the case for them because EB5AN has avoided these conflicts of interest. Ensuring that the regional center of the project and the attorneys are all working in the best interest for the investor and being fully transparent to help the investor make an informed decision in doing what's best for them to meet their ultimate goal of, getting repayment of their investment as well as getting their green card. I believe the two things that investors should focus on, I want to add, I agree with all my colleagues here and what they've said, but to add on this, one thing specifically I want investors to, kind of know is don't get kind of confused or persuaded by, the individual numbers. Know the facts. First and foremost, do your research on all the projects. Don't get swayed by, a good deal in this sense or a good deal in that, or this project is offering, a great return, and they say that I'm going to for sure get my money back. Well, look really into that. How are you going to get your money back? Repayment guarantee. Is this just a corporate guarantee, or is it tied to something actually that will ensure your repayment? That's number one, is obviously don't get swayed by numbers and look deep into the project. And number two is obviously, the regional center and project companies' track record. Has this developer, this project company, do they have a track record of kind of investing in projects and then running away? If they do, probably, but you have to do your research into understanding this. And then as well as the regional center, do they have a track record of maybe, selecting projects and offering these to clients that are at high risk or, have had issues in the past? So, really do your research on the project company as well as the developer, and then don't get swayed by, fancy numbers that are thrown at you.